He managed 6 victories between 1982 to 1990. 5 of these were at Rio de Janeiro circuit, with his 6th and final being here at Sao Paulo. Both Pierre Gasly and Carlos Sainz recorded the first ever F1 podium finishes at the 2019 Brazilian Grand Prix. The last time two drivers took the first podium finish in the same race was back in 1994 at the German Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso has never taken victory in Brazil, yet the Spaniard has made the podium on 8 occasions, more than any other current driver, only twice less than Michael Schumacher, who stood on the podium 10 times, 4 times.
Hello and welcome back to the Fantastic Dragon Racing League as we are on round 11 and our season finale. As we are getting underway with our first set of qualifying laps coming up right away here. Misha, woohoo, yes, welcome on in, welcome on in. Hope everybody is doing well as we are slowly getting ready. As our first time from Racer X has come in, a 109.8901. Scorenzi now takes over in in P1 with a 107.892. And the Johnny Damon unfortunately getting himself disqualified. There we go. So we have the map there as well. This should make it nice and easy, is trying to keep in touch with who is where. Should be a little more simplistic today. Looks like now we do have a Boogie as he is joining in as well. You can see Verstappen as he heads his way into pit lane. Looks like Sue also into pit lane. AO as he is making his way around. I believe he has already put in his first fast lap. The only one so far without their first lap is our Haas here, a Wolfsburg tuner.
The following year, the 1973 Brazilian GP was won by none other than Emerson Fittipaldi on the circuit. The Brazilian Grand Prix of 1994 was the last time any World Championship F1 race was won by over a lap.
I do have Racer X as he's on his out lap, so he's going to be coming in on a flying lap very shortly here. What we will do is we are going to hop on board for a nice fast flying lap here. So he will make his way around to the start finish line. And then we have turn 1 of the Senna S's here. That's 1, 2, and turn 3, this longer left-hand kind of curve for getting out and heading down towards the sharp left of turn 4 and the kind of softer left of turn 5. Oh, unfortunately he invalidated. We're gonna... I don't know if he knows he invalidated though. I don't think he quite realizes he unfortunately invalidated. Hayden going very slowly through here. So I think he's just trying to build up a charge so he can take another lap. We do have quite a few now out, or yeah, quite a few having come out for their fast laps right away here. I think some good salt is on his flyer. As you can see, as he comes up on turn 6, 7, 8. So 6 very quick, 7 same thing, and then immediately brake heavy for turn 8 here as you want to get yourself all the way around. Stay in third, maybe touch fourth, but typically you'll stay in third as you go around 9 into this very interesting corner that is 10. And then you get going, start going, climbing the gears again as you head down through turn 11 into turn 12, heavy braking. And then as soon as you can get full throttle you want to, as you head back up the hill, over through, avoid pit lane as best you can. And obviously in qualifying, do what you need to do, stay close there, cut as much of the track as you can, and head through into there as some result holds on to P6. coming up on our second sort of grouping of fast laps here. And as of currently, Scorenzi holding on to P1 with a 107.892, just over a second, tenth of a second. Sorry, I can count things today. Now the Red Devil actually is going to take over. As he now has... Oh, unfortunately, Scorenzi has invalidated this lap, went a little wide. We do have Verstappen. See if he's able to get himself up there as well. That doesn't look like he's actually cooking yet, so he's heading into the pit lane there. We can see Pody as he heads on through into turn 12. And you got 13, 14, and then 15 at the top of the hill. Right there, as he makes his way down to the start-finish line. A 108.101. So, good lap, and he will hold on to P4. You can see Suoji as he makes his way through. See, he's currently holding on to P5. Scorenzi, though, hopping himself up the leaderboard and into P1. So a little bit down in the middle sector compared to his previous time, but it looks like he is actually going to hop into the pits. I think Pody is not far from doing the same. Wolfsburg Tuner is heading in. We have a few people that are just starting their out laps again. So Hayden and some good salt. You can see some good salt as he's about to start his flying lap. As he comes to the start-finish line right away with a huge amount of space for the next vehicle. So he's going to have nice, clean, fresh air. And there are two DRS zones. There is the one that goes from the end of Sector 3 across the finish line. Oh, unfortunately, some good salt does invalidate that lap. But we do have the Mercedes of Hayden Rogers. He is on his way out as well. But yes, you can see end of Sector 3 into start of Sector 1 just before the S's. And then you have just after Sector 1 heading into Sector 2 on sort of the back straight there. But after turn 3 down to turn 4, those are going to be your two main speeds areas where you're going to get DRS. So definitely good to use throughout that. Detection zones for them are a little interesting. So you can see on the top right hand corner We're actually just about to pass by as Hayden does set a purple sector 2, but then invalidates as he heads into sector 3. So we just after you come out of that corner, there's the first detection zone. The second detection zone for the start-finish line. First detection zone, though, is very interesting as it's actually halfway through the S's, almost on the turn 2 rather than turn 3. As you head into that, which very interesting. And we do have Boogie as he is on his second out lap. As well, and AO is on his flying lap as well. He's gonna have a couple of cars just ahead of him. They move over, no problems there. Keeps it on the track, going through a 4 into 5. And you're gonna have 6, 7, 8 is this really tight corner, almost a hairpin. Where you have 9, which is again a little more rounded hairpin. Where you head up to 10, which is basically another hairpin. And then you come out amongst the slightly rounder, a little faster 11. Before you need to get down onto the braking for 12, dropping down a couple of gears, and then back up onto the throttle. As AO makes his way around, heading up to the start-finish line. And AO unfortunately just a touch slower than his last flying lap, so it won't quite improve, but still holds on to P7. Yes, here we go for some good salt, and you can see, ooh, Hayden Rogers unfortunately getting himself disqualified as well. Boogie and Wolfsburg Tuner are both now done. So they're in the pits, Pody as well. And Racer X, I believe, is also, and I think, yeah, Sue is now done as well. So we have a few cars still out on track. Let's see if we can catch up with each one properly. Oh, unfortunately for some good salt, he does invalidate. We do have AO, who is also invalidated. I think the McLaren of Verstappen will be our first one to come through. As Verstappen will stay P3. We have Scorenzi is going into the pits. Red Devil, the only one... There, actually, sorry, Some Good Salt is also out there. But Some Good Salt, yeah, so... The Red Devil does also manage to take P1 at the very last second. The 107.664. As he will take provisional pole. Heading into the Brazilian Grand Prix. So with that, we can see, so Red Devil will be in P1, Scorenzi in P2, Verstappen P3, Pody P4, Stu in P5, Some Good Salt in 6, AO in 7, Racer X in 8, Boogie in 9, Wolfsburg Tuner in 10, Hayden Rogers in 11, and the Johnny Damon in 12. And that's where we will get started as we start to wrap this guy up real quick. We can bring up our Drivers' Championships, which has already been concluded. So Aaron winning that guy. Ablish in the Ferrari in 2. Alex in 3. Ben in 4. Jack will stay 5. Donovan Bailey in 6. Damon in 7. Kevin in 8. I can count today. Marley in 9. Rami in 10. Michael in 11. Hayden in 12. Christopher in 13. Ataro in 14. TJ in 15. Jeremy in 16. Francois in 17. Ryan in 18, Zach in 19, and Alexis in 20. And quickly we will see which I believe this has also been solidified. So Alfa Romeo take 1, Ferrari in 2, Mercedes in 3, Aston Martin in 4, McLaren in 5, Alfa Tauri in 6, Haas in 7, Red Bull Racing in 8, Alpine in 9, and Williams in 10th. Although it looks like we won't even get to our final or needing our break there, as we will be going green fairly shortly here. Woo, salty, yes. Some good salt, getting himself a good position as well. All the parties. Woohoo! All right, hopefully we will get her going shortly here. All right. We have 5 lights. They are out, and we are underway. The Red Devil getting out. Unfortunately, P2 is almost a little bit better, as yes, Gorenzi, we can see, just takes over on this track as we are headed through. Scorenzi already race, so as it looks like we're going to have our first safety car. We made it a couple of corners there before we lost our first driver. So we will be enjoying our very first safety car of the day. So for those curious, you're probably going to be going hard and mediums as our tire combination for this one. And then, or medium to hard, kind of just depending on what you prefer. Tires wise there. So we will meet up with the safety car. And as you can see, heading into Sector 2 there. It's not the most ideal start if you are a Racer X. That will leave us down to 11. Although I'm curious, does that mean Hayden had some damage? No, it looks like he did not. Just going to hop onto some medium tires. Very interesting. As unfortunately, we've already lost our first driver of the day. So our movers so far, Scorenzi has gotten himself up 1, Pody has gone up 1, Red Devil and Faststappen both losing a position, Racer X having gone down 2, Wolfsburg Tuner has gone up 2, and the Johnny Damon has gone up 2 as well. And everyone will be on. So this is our tire breakdown. Safety car will be in this lap. A nice, quick, short safety car. We will be back underway. And Scorenzi takes us away. He does get a little bit of a jump, but you can see Red Devil fighting it back. Hayden trying to make a move on the outside of Boogie does get past him. Oh, as we watch the Johnny Damon go flying off on the outside there. Looks like his car is still in good shape. So he will turn it around and get it going once again. But Red Devil now very much under threat of Pody a little bit further back. Verstappen looking to take advantage of whatever happens between those two. As Hayden also looking to make a move on Wolfsburg Tuner. He does have the soft compound tire, so he should be a little bit faster just off of that. As he does now look to make a move on the outside as we head into turn 11. Goes around the outside for turn 12. And he will take a position as he is up to P8. Scorenzi setting the fastest lap with a 1:11.449. Some good salt, looking to close the gap there a little bit. But Red Devil starting to drop back just a touch. Because I don't think, yeah, no, DRS not activated quite yet. But he does set the fastest sector 1, as he does pull up purple sector 1 there. He's starting to kind of reel in Scorenzi, taking advantage of the slipstream as he makes his way through, heading towards turn 8. Pody just behind him as well. It was 9/10 faster, that's sector 2, so we're going to see Scorenzi does have almost a full second now. As the Red Devil trying to do what he can to kind of hold on. Scorenzi does set the fastest lap with a 1:10.858. And DRS now going to be enabled. Unfortunately for Red Devil, he is out of the DRS zone. And Pody is going to have DRS. So that's going to be very equalizing as we make our way through into turn 4. And Verstappen sticking close as he can to Pody, as we do see Boogie make his way past Wolfsburg Tuner as well. A couple of gaps starting to open up. Sue starting to fall back just a little bit as he is being or trying to chase down Verstappen, who's almost at a DRS range of Pody as well. And some good salt. Trying to stick in close as he can, as he's kind of in between DRS zones right now. In terms of, oh, Sue is a little slick coming out of that corner. That's going to cost him some time, as it allows some good salt to kind of catch up a little bit. He is going to get DRS as they make their way through here. And that is going to allow for the very easy overtake as some good salt makes his way up into P5. Pody still trying to chase down Red Devil. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it on this straightaway here. Took the look to the inside, but not quite enough space. It does set a purple sector 1 as well. So sector 1 seemingly falling quite a bit. Red Devil, though, has started to catch up with Scorenzi. He is back in DRS, but he does have Pody right behind him, about 0.2 of a second back. As it looks like some good salt starting to pull away from Sue OG. We do have Wolfsburg Tuner, as it looks like. Yeah. Unfortunately for Wolfsburg Tuner, he gets a little bit sideways, loses his position there. You can see Sue starting to kill those in. He is within 7/10, so definitely within that DRS range. Yeah, go Salt. Yes. And it looks like he will hold on. Has he gotten himself out of DRS? Ooh, maybe not. Looked like he was almost out of DRS range. But Verstappen still trying to chase down, as Pody has managed to get past him now. Or past Red Devils. Red Devil kind of in between the two. As this little group of three is our closest sort of battles all the way throughout. Some Good Salt now has gotten out of DRS range for Sue OG, so we will not have that going on, but this little trio just up ahead of them. Pody, Red Devil, and Verstappen all sort of chasing each other down. Ooh, Red Devil a little slow coming out of there, as he's not going to be quite that close. Thankfully, he does have that DRS, so he can reduce the chances of Verstappen trying to get by him as well. So we do have a caution with that side. Yeah, it looks like it's Wolfsburg Tuner, but he is still moving. Verstappen looks like he actually is going to make the move up the inside, going into turn 1. And he has gained another position, so he is up into P3. Pody just sitting there, kind of enjoying the fact that these two are going to battle it out. But Pody now getting passed by Verstappen. And it looks like the Red Devil makes a move on the outside as they enter the corner. So bold move, but he makes it stick and it works. And Pody goes from second to fourth in the span of about 100 meters. Now, Red Devil's going to want to stick to him as close as he can, as you want the exit of 12 to be nice and close. You want to be as close as you can so you can get a good run coming out of there. Trying to chase down Verstappen as you head into this front stretch right into the DRS zone. Not sure. Let's see if he's going to be able to make it happen. Nope, unfortunately not quite able to. But so positions do not change on this lap there. As we head on through, now we're going to have a little bit of fun as Skrenzi is up to 2 seconds already up ahead, 2.2 on, and he's on a hard tires, I think. Okay, so we have a hard tire, and hard tire. So all four, our top four are all on that hard tire. And with our P5, our first one with a set of mediums, and Sue just behind him is also going to be on some hard tires, and then Hayden Rogers, Boogie, and the Johnny Damon all on mediums. As you can see, Skrenzi now almost 2.5 seconds up. He is absolutely flying. Let's see if Red Devil's going to be able to make a move. Verstappen moves to the inside to try and cut off any slipstream that way, but the Red Devil does get through. Verstappen slots back in into P3. Pody still holding on to P4. Some Good Salt is there. Sue not far behind. Hayden Rogers just behind him. As now we have a new group of 3 all chasing each other down. We'll see how close these 3 will be, as that will be pretty important as they make their way through to the start-finish. As Verstappen enters, he is going to do what he can, try and cut as much track as he can. As Verstappen looks to make a move up the inside, as he looks, decides against it. Pody also not able to. Some good salt. Looks like he's going to cut off that chance as well, possibly, as they head into the S's. He is actually going to come out ahead of Sue still. Hayden Rogers does look like he's trying to make a move, though, up on the inside, as he does jump by. These two now going to have a drag race to turn 4. Hayden Rogers does outbreak, but oh, Sui goes on to for the switchback and comes out back ahead. Hayden now, though, does have the inside for this next corner. He does pull away just a little bit as the double right-hander works out, and it looks like Sue has himself a little bit of an incident a little bit further back. No contact was made. I think he just kind of not really sure where he had to go there. And unfortunately, that'll drop him back. AO now looking like he's going to try and get past him. As we may check out the front. And DRS is open. You can see Pody falling back just a little bit. He's actually going to be almost at a DRS range. Closes up a bit, but he's starting to lose some solid time. Red Devil still holding on to P2. Scorenzi, like I said, second and a half up. He is far and away already. That's Hayden trying to hunt down some good salt a little further back. Not quite able to do it coming through into turn 4. Actually, AO is almost right in the rear diffuser for a second there of Suoji as they make their way through turn 10. Now let's see if Verstappen is going to be able to reel in Red Devil. Looks like not quite. Still a little further back. Hayden Rogers, though, now he's going to try and make his attempt as he tries to get past some good salt. And looks like not quite going to be able to make it happen. A little further back, AO, he is actually out of DRS range. So unfortunately, he's not going to be able to grab that one there. But the Johnny Damon might, as yes, he does go up on the inside of a Boogie as they head on into turn 1. And he will take over at P9. Verstappen still trying to close that gap there. Hayden, you can see getting closer and closer behind as well. As he is very much just right on that rear wing of some good salt. Looks like he's trying to make a move up the inside or the outside, sorry. Not quite able to do it. As I head through turn 11. He is not far behind. Both of these guys are on the same tire compound. Hayden having already switched from hards to mediums on that lap 1 incident with Racer X. Verstappen actually is going to get ahead of the Red Devil. We'll see if Hayden Rogers can do the same. Unfortunately, not quite going to be able to do it. Red Devil looks like he's going to be attempting to fight back as they make their way down this straightaway towards turn 4. He does get back ahead, and he takes over once again. Verstappen back down into P3. And Scorenzi already a 2.9 second lead, and he is absolutely flying right now. And Red Devil, see if he's going to be able to hold off Verstappen. He's only 0.3 of a second behind. I don't think he's quite going to be able to do it this time around. As Verstappen goes to the outside, he does get by him. He is going to have the lead as they head into turn 1. Red Devil, though, seems to be okay with losing that one. So he knows he can just duel back coming through in out of turn 3 into turn 4 along this straightaway here. So now he goes to the inside this time, does make his way back ahead, and takes P2 back. So, Hayden goes very wide into turn 4. That's going to cost him a little bit of time now as he has some good salt basically side by side. They make their way through turn 6, 7, and now 8. Once he goes wide again, we do get a VSC. Not really sure. Oh, it looks like... Oh. The Johnny Damon had himself a little bit of an issue. But Ao now without a front wing, so he's going to have to hop back in, go into the pits, and I'm assuming that is actually going to be why that became a problem. But everyone going to be taking a quick dive into the pits for their free pit stop. Yeah, that is going to be pretty much everyone coming in now. So let's see who wins this as he goes in, hops onto some mediums. Red Devil does get out actually ahead of Faststappen once again. He is going to be... Oh, the Johnny Damon actually retiring from this, so he's going to be done. But everyone having hopped onto some new medium tires. Hayden Rogers actually kind of working out for him in that safety car. He's going to be able to get onto another set of mediums. Ao is, I think, the only one still in the pits. Cause yeah, he had to get the front wing changed, but he's going to hop onto the medium, boogie onto some hards. Wolfsburg Tuner looks like he is not going to come in yet. That's actually... Red Devil opening up a good lead on P3. He's not going to have to worry about DRS anymore. For now, as Cody, though, now he's going to be trying to chase down Faststappen here. That's Cody. He's getting nice and close as they make their way through turn 9 here. Looks like Bowie actually back into the pits, which is going to be interesting. I'm curious how he had to get a new front wing. All right, as we head up to everyone's favorite passing area with that DRS, let's see if he's going to be able to. Scorenzi does set the fastest lap, 1:09.726. Let's see if Cody, there we go. Not quite able to do it there. Let's see if he's going to be able to sort of get away or get through on the second DRS zone. So he does actually make his way through. So now he does take over in P3. But he does get a 3-second time penalty. So all of that may have been for naught. He has to rush to do whatever he can to try and create as much of a gap as possible. Verstappen holding on very tightly to him. Red Devil kind of giving himself a little bit more breathing room with that aspect of things. Screnzy up to 5 seconds ahead. I saw someone going into the pits, but that was just a Wolfsburg tuner keeping himself out of the way. Like, or no, not Wolfsburg tuner. Sorry, I lied. That was, I think, Boogie, actually. Yes, that was Boogie doing what he can, keeping himself out of the way there. As Fastappan makes his way past Pody once again. Some good salt also. Starting to kind of creep back that differential here. Slowly reeling Hayden back in. Nice and quietly. As we come up, getting close to the start of turn or lap 20, Screnzy very much well and truly ahead. It's like watching a Max Verstappen, typical Max Verstappen Red Bull race, which has been very interesting lately as he's been, I don't want to say struggling, but the car doesn't look the same. So he's had some issues. I mean, Monaco's not exactly the best. If you don't qualify P1, you're basically in trouble. Cody now going to see what he can do as he makes his way through this long straightaway. Does take into P3. Fights off Verstappen there as well, as they're doing what they can to try and get in the DRS range of Red Devil, but not quite able to do it. He just seems a little bit quicker. Just a touch through this section, as he did have a faster pit stop as well. Not sure how or what happened there, but just able to have a little bit faster. Just a little bit faster. Wolfsburg Tuner has now come into the pits as he will take his first pit stop. He unfortunately was a little far away when the VSC came out, so wasn't able to hop into the pits and not lose a bunch of time there. Cody now within that DRS range. So I feel like he's probably dumping a little bit of battery to try and reel in Red Devil. His pit exit is hilariously long, as we can see. He's now on his way out. But we'll stick on board with it. Let's watch some more drivers going around. So there's a Boogie in the fantastic Red Bull mobile. As he does, unfortunately, get a 3-second time penalty. Ayo just a little bit ahead of him there. As he makes his way through the straightaway, coming over the nice little hill. Down into turn 1, 2, and 3. So Hayden is going to get himself a time penalty as well. So, G, as he's just up ahead, coming into turn 7 there. And this fun turn 8 where you just stamp the brakes before heading into turn 9. And then up towards turn 10. Ayo getting himself a second time penalty as well. I gotta stop seeing people apparently. It's not a good salt. Now his goal is going to be stay within 3 seconds of Hayden Rogers, and that's all he's going to have to worry about trying to do is on that harder tire, which could play a factor in later on as Hayden is on those mediums. We'll see how that all ends up playing out. Hayden, as you can see, holding on to P5 currently. Verstappen. Pody does get past Red Devil, though. He goes a little wide, and that actually might open the door. Let's quickly hop on as Pody actually... is able to hold him off. Verstappen almost drives right into the back as Red Devil was hitting the brakes there. 6.4 seconds to the leader Screnzy. As you can see, a few time penalties. Nothing too crazy, though. As this little trio heads into the start finish line to end at lap 23. Or sorry, lap 22. Lap 23 already being over. The Devil makes a look. Some good salt, yeah. Yeah, some good salt, just needing to stick within that 3 seconds. You're doing well so far. He's 1 point. Use a little battery, get back in the DRS area. Obviously, passing him on track is typically preferred, but and we will see a little slower going through the S's, but able to really utilize that slipstream, get back as close as he can. Biggest thing is just don't take a time penalty and you'll be all good. So not quite able to get past Pody there, but we'll see what happens as they head on out of turn 3 into this straightaway. Pody immediately getting as far over to the one side as he can. That might allow the Red Devil to get through as he does, and actually Verstappen going through as well. And Pody goes once again from 2 to 4. It seems to be I think that's the second time that's happened in this race. And Verstappen immediately goes whipping up on the inside here. Red Devil actually might lose 2 positions, but nope, he is going to be able to fight that off. Now let's see if he's going to come back at him. Right away, it looks like some good salt actually. Is he in DRS range? Not quite. But he should be pretty close to start to really reel him in. As they make their way through the S's, whoa, Hayden Rogers goes a little off. Think that's going to cost him his front wing for sure. Yet all the tires are still attached, so he is actually going to have to come in. And that's going to bring out a safety car, I guess. Not really sure on that one, but okie dokie. It's Scorenzi, who was enjoying a 10-second lead, is now going to have that disappear as Hayden goes a little bit wide. All right, although Ayo actually going to get a sneaky little pit stop in here. Curious if anyone else is going to hop into the pits. Yes, there goes Scorenzi as he comes in. And yeah, Verstappen's in. Red Devil's in. Pody is in. Is some good salt going to come in as he is obviously ahead of Hayden now? He is going to come in. Just looks like a couple of the back. All right, so what are we on to? So it looks like the soft tire there for Scorenzi. Soft tire for the McLaren. Soft for the Ferrari. Medium for Pody, though. I'm curious, are those old or new? So those are new. Some good salt has also come in. So he's going to have, looks like basically all the way up to P8 has come in. And for Hayden Rogers, this is going to allow him to get rid of his 3-second time penalty. But because he had to wait, so he did lose 1 position for sure. Oh, no, sorry, he did not lose a position, but he did lose a bunch of time. But this, it's a thing. Let's see if it did get rid of it. It shouldn't have, now that I think about it, because it was under safety car. So he should still have that 3-second time penalty. Yes, he will. As we now will get all bundled up. Nice and close. this will be Boogie and Wolfsburg Tuner might be coming in now. They have gotten past that safety car. It looks like AO is back into the pits. Not entirely sure why. I think he did just pit, did he not? Oh, he's going to put on some soft tires. Got it. Makes sense. Off he goes. Wolfsburg and Boogie both not coming in this time. So we're going to have about 9-10-ish laps, depending on how quickly we get everything started up again. I feel like Pody might get out a little left out to dry on those medium tires, but he does have that time penalty, so we shall see. Curious, yeah, so Boogie's just not, they're not coming as they're trying to catch back up here. AO is in P10. Safety car's not coming in this lap, so they got another lap to kind of catch back up here. We might actually only have 8 laps to go at this, if we aren't going to go green this time. As the last 3 trying to catch their way back up. Looks like Boogie and Wolfsburg are going to. I think AO's a little further back. Not quite sure if he's going to get all the way back caught up. But Boogie's still 14 seconds behind. This should close up real quick here. Right, safety car will be in this lap. And Scorenzi becomes our proverbial safety car. So DRS will take at least a lap before it is activated again. And not quite. So he does get us going. He already opening up about a half-second gap. Red Devil very much right up on alongside as well. As we head into our final few laps. So we started lap at 29. No DRS this lap, so it's going to be all speed. How well can you put that car where you need to be? Some Consult unfortunately gets himself a 3-second time penalty. So Hayden Rogers and himself and Pody all going to be fighting for it now. as we make our way through. Scorenzi now almost outside, but he's not going to be quite far enough. So that will allow Verstappen to hope that he can fight or continue to stay there. Heading into, I believe DRS should be activated right away. Scorenzi still sets the fastest lap with a 109.559. Let's see what happens as they make their way through the S's into turn 3. So no DRS still as we start lap 30. As further down, Wolfsburg Tuner does get past Boogie. As AO has actually gotten over both of them. He does have a 3-second time penalty, though, so that'll be important. Some good assault. Still holding off Hayden Rogers here. A big help is going to be that DRS not being active quite yet. As we head into turn 11 for Scorenzi. And turn 12 as he gets underway. He's going to still be in DRS range for now. He just takes off coming out of turn 12, 13, and 14, 15. That should be, yep, there we go. DRS will be active this lap. So they will get it at the bottom of the hill once they come out of the S's. Red Devils now having seemingly fallen a little further back. Now, he isn't no threat of the guys behind him as each one of them has a 3-second time penalty. He's going to want to do what he can to sort of reel Verstappen back in. Some good salt still fighting off Hayden there. Hayden not one to relent super easily as he's got his front nose right in the diffuser of some good salt. Verstappen really putting it to work here as he's really trying to keep a hold of Scorenzi as best he can. So looks to the inside. Debated making a move there. Not quite going to be able to. Hayden Rogers does finally get his way past. Ooh, well, a little bit of a bumper there. We'll see some good salt still able to. Now he's going to throw his DRS open. So he goes to the inside. Oh, no, that's not. That's unfortunately how not ideal. Hayden will drop a few positions. I don't think there was quite much of a gap there, but that'll be an interesting one to see from both their perspectives. It was hard to see really how much space was there, as we were very on board at that point, but VSC will come out now. That will negate a lot of things. I'm hoping this is going to be probably it'll be a quick one. Yeah, as that is it, we are back underway. These top 3 now very close to each other. This can get very, very spicy at the top, at the front here. We go 3 wide as they head into turn 1. And Verstappen takes over. Red Devil in P3, Scorenzi in P3 now. It is not where anyone expected that one to go. Some good salt hops into the pits as he is going to need himself a new front wing as well. Hayden Rogers gets a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And I believe that will be him retiring. Yep, there he goes. Does not finish, unfortunately. And now Scorenzi, as he is sitting in P3 for the first time all day. He is not holding on to P1. Verstappen flying his way through, taking over as they went 3 wide for a little bit there on the main straight. Not quite able to make a pass there for any of them. We'll see as we head into turn 3. The exit of turn 3. Who is going to come out faster? Ooh, Verstappen still holds on to it, as there's that trio flying in behind him. And we'll see as we make our way through as we come into turn 11, heading into turn 12. We'll see what is going to happen this time around. Lap 34 about to end. We're about to start lap 35. Verstappen holding on to the lead. Just barely. There's Red Devil, Scorenzi, and Podi all right on his tail. Oh, Red Devil looks to make a move. Verstappen goes wide, going out of turn 5. That'll allow Red Devil to hop up into P1. As Verstappen almost pushes Scorenzi off the track. As Podi actually looks to try and make a move on Scorenzi. Scorenzi and Podi now fighting it out a little further back. Scorenzi does hold on to the position. Red Devil coming through as they head through turn 10. And we'll see who can get the best exit out of turn 12, because it is going to be dump that battery if you are Red Devil. Pretty much everything you got is going to be absolutely flying out of the back of that car. He's going to need one of those Mario Kart bananas right now, as he's got actually about a 7/10 up as they make their way into the final straightaway as we are on our final lap. It's going to be a very important 3/10 separating first and second, and only 2.5 going back to third. Red Devil gets all the way to the inside, does try and prevent any slipstream from happening. He does hold on to it as they make their way through. And see Scorenzi goes a little bit wide further back, and he actually is going to lose a position to Podi behind him. Verstappen now has a little bit of a buffer. Podi obviously will not factor into who finishes on the podium, as he does have the 3-second time penalty, as Boogie also does get a time penalty a little further back here. Red Devil opening up about a 0.6 of a second lead as they head into turn 10 for the final time. Out he comes into turn 11 as they go flying through. He's going to need a really good exit of turn 12. Verstappen also hoping to get a great exit. And it's going to be dump everything you have now, as it looks like Verstappen is going to take this one out of necessarily out of nowhere, but Scorenzi had a huge gap. Verstappen coming in, Scorenzi into 3, Podi in 4. So is going to finish it up in P5. There he goes, and AO is going to come in at P6 here. And that's AO. Wolfsburg Tuner are going to finish in P7. Boogie is going to be shortly behind him in P8. Here he is. And then in P9, some good salt. Finishing this guy off. And that is going to be how this one ends up finishing. Driver of the day is going to go to a Red Devil. And there we have it. So Red Devil is going to finish in P1, Verstappen in P2, Scorenzi in P3. Pody in 4, Sue in 5, AO in 6, Wolfsburg Tuner in 7, Boogie in 8, Some Good Salt in 9, and then Hayden Rogers, the Johnny Damon, and Racer X, all unfortunately DNFing this one. That is going to wrap up our season. We are officially done this one. We will hopefully have a new one with the new game coming out. I believe the Dragon Racing League will be back once F124 comes out, which I think is supposed to be next week, 2 weeks from now, some point this month, early June, I think it is actually. So some point in early June, they are going to be hoping to be back. So hopefully we will see you guys all then. Till then, have yourselves a fantastic week, couple weeks, whatever it is. Enjoy all of that. And for those in the States, have a great holiday weekend. I believe Memorial Day is coming up for you guys tomorrow. Something like that. Anyways, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for coming on by. We will hopefully catch you on the next one. Later. You can't wait for the next one. Sounds good. See you guys later. Have yourselves a good one.